Musica, la passion de la musique avec Rolex.
Mettre en scène un opéra est un immense défi. Il implique des centaines de personnes mobilisées autour d'un même objectif, que tout soit prêt pour la première.
I think what makes a great opera, obviously, is a great story.
And then you have to have a composer who knows how to use music in order to tell a story. We created this production pretty much around the idea of a boxing ring.
I think that there's over like 400 costumes.
Comment donner vie à la musique et à l'histoire d'un opéra contemporain? Nous entrons dans les coulisses du Metropolitan Opera de New York et vous révélons ce qu'implique la production de l'opéra d'avant-garde Champion. À l'entraînement avec le nouveau Champion du Met Opera, premier round. Tout opéra captivant suppose une histoire qui l'est tout autant. Cette fois, c'est celle, véridique et bouleversante, de l'un des plus grands boxeurs de tous les temps, arrivé à New York dans les années 1950. Emile Griffith. Le boxeur des îles Vierges américaines cache un secret. Bisexuel, il mène une double vie. Un adversaire, Benny Kid Barrett, l'apprend et lui murmure des insultes homophobes avant un combat en 1962. Alors qu'ils sont sur le ring, l'une des plus grandes tragédies de l'histoire du sport se produit. Emile Griffith frappe Barrett et le plonge dans le coma. Il mourra 10 jours plus tard. Emile a été hanté par la culpabilité jusqu'à la fin de sa vie. Ce parcours tragique a inspiré au compositeur l'opéra Champion.
The line that really gets me is like, you know, I killed the man and the world forgave me, but yet I love the man and the world wants to kill me. It's something that makes the whole story unfortunate in a way.
I killed a man and the world forgives me. I love a man.
Well, at the core of this story, to me, it's about two things. It's about redemption and forgiveness. And the forgiveness part is forgiving yourself.
Derrière ce chef-d'œuvre, le trompettiste de jazz, détenteur de 6 Grammy Awards, Terence Blanchard, l'un des plus grands créateurs de la musique américaine contemporaine. Il travaille aussi à la composition de bandes originales de films pour l'emblématique Spike Lee.
In this piece, you're going to hear a lot of different things. You know, we call it an opera and jazz because, you know, I'm using a lot of jazz elements. But we have calypso, we have sambas, you know, we have even some street beats, if you want to call it that. If I'm going to be a contemporary composer, then all of this is possible DNA for a composition. All of it, everything in our cultures, from all around the world.
L'opéra montre le champion à différentes étapes de sa vie par le biais de flashbacks, ce qui constitue un défi pour l'équipe artistique. Ensemble, le metteur en scène et le scénographe doivent définir à quoi ressemblera le monde qu'ils veulent créer.
I think the thing that I find these days with new operas and composers who want to do opera, they're more influenced by film than they are by theater. So it's very rare to do a new opera that doesn't have 20 scenes at least.
Pour donner vie au projet, ils utilisent une maquette semblable à une maison de poupée, une version réduite du décor. Elle aidera le scénographe à prendre des décisions importantes concernant la scène et la lumière.
Honestly, the easiest part is figuring out what it's going to look like. With a thing like this, you've really got to start with the way it moves. Because the way a set moves can't be an encumbrance.
This isn't the type of opera where we bring down the curtain and then take it out when the next scene happens. It just keeps going. So we have to work out all of those transitions very, very carefully.
Emile Griffith, is that you?
Wants to know.
It's me, Mommy.
Le Metropolitan Opera construit ses décors et possède son propre atelier immense où une équipe d'artisans s'occupe de tout, de la menuiserie à la soudure en passant par la peinture. Pour cette production, le gigantesque rideau de scène peint à la main attire tous les regards.
And that's a big stage. We work big, we're versed in working big. You sort of need to have in mind that from a distance, color, value, texture, sheen, temperature, you need to crank all that up a certain amount.
Donner une apparence au personnage est une tâche importante pour le costumier. Ici, au Met Opéra, plus d'une centaine d'artisans créent des milliers de tenues et perruques chaque saison. Montana Levi Blanco, créateur de costumes primés, a commencé à travailler sur Champion 1 an avant le début des répétitions. Il a imaginé ses modèles, choisi les tissus et collaboré avec les artisans.
What you see here is, I guess some would call like our war wall. I think that there's over like 400 costumes, and so it's really helpful for us with these scenes with many, many people. It's really helpful for us to see everybody as a collective. So what's really beautiful about Champion is that it's a memory piece, right? And so we are thrown back into these very visceral, real, alive memories throughout Emile's life. So one of the first is a carnival in the Virgin Islands in the late 40s. The second is a 1950s cabaret drag bar called Hagen's Hole. And the third really interesting space is kind of this male-dominated, masculine gym space. So I think that that's what's really special about Champion is that it's an amalgam of all these worlds that you might not normally have access to, and Champion allows us to present that on the stage in a really beautiful and engaging way. The research that we are working from. One of the really special things about being at the Met is that they have relationships with kind of antique jeweler vendors, and so we're able to kind of use vintage stuff when in processes where you wouldn't probably normally be able to use vintage. So kind of like right now in the process, I think that we have our basic infrastructure, right? And then we gotta like put like the sprinkles and the frosting.
Certains rôles exigent de grands sacrifices.
Good morning. I'm Speedo. I've been training for the Mets champion for about a year. Come watch me train.
Le baryton basse, Ryan Speedo Green, a perdu 40 kilos pour se glisser dans la peau d'Emile Griffith. L'histoire percutante du champion de boxe s'inscrit dans la volonté du Met Opéra d'élargir son répertoire et d'atteindre de nouveaux publics.
When you're doing a modern work, a new work, there's so much that goes into even unprecedented territory of how you're going to present it. Like, I mean, even I think about today, you know, we have huge dance numbers in this piece, more so than probably any opera that the Met has done in a long time.
No way!
You know, my entire career up to this point has been about breaking preconceptions. You know, I come from a trailer park in Virginia, and the fact that I'm singing at one of the greatest opera houses in the world, it's a big deal. But now I think with this opera champion, I have the opportunity to break the preconceptions of opera goers, of opera fans, of what opera can be.
Ready, ready, ready. Oh, ready, 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 ready. Ready for the fight and ready for anything. Ready, ready, ready.
This is not just an opera. I mean, there's so much involved. There's dance. I mean, there's a parade on stage, stilt walkers. I mean, it's amazing to look at, it's amazing to listen to, and it's even more amazing to feel these kinds of stories. I'm hoping that the audience will say, you know what, this is beyond our wildest dreams.
I'm very proud to be able to have people experience something that will open their eyes to this art form, which will allow them to do more investigation and have more experiences themselves.
Dans le deuxième round, le prochain épisode de Musica, nous verrons de près la magie de la création opérée, des répétitions jusqu'à la première.
Musica, la passion de la musique avec Rolex.